everybody, welcome back to another episode of Last Day on Earth Survival. Today we return, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, guys, I'm your favorite contestant today, the most amazing variety. We have not been raided since the last episode, however. The last episode, what happened in that one? Well, let's just not talk about it. It is without a doubt the single unluckiest episode known to the mankind of episodes in episodic history. That's in the past. We're in the present today. We are cooking ourselves up yet another raid, hopefully this time of a much better variety. But before we do dive into that, there is also the fact that the bunker has respawned. We'll probably be paying that if it's a little bit later, trying to potentially kill a blind one, but definitely open up some of the crates and getting some loot through that. And before we dive into this raid, which we are rather well prepared for, if you ask me, there is some big stuff we gotta get to talking about. Without further ado, boom! This isn't coming from Kafir, but this is something that I asked you guys, and thank you so much. I was getting comments about this. I was even getting tweets about this, but what you guys are seeing here is confirmation thanks to the favorite contestant community that we got here at Starsnipe. I love you guys for making things like this possible, but we, through the community, have been able to decipher the fact, well, a couple of things. A, some raids are definitely broken, and we're definitely getting super bad raids, but we've kind of established that. But B, what you guys are seeing here is actually a raid. In the raid, you can see the turrets are possible to find within Last Day on Earth raids now, which is actually awesome news. I know that it might make raids a little bit on the harder side, but at the end of the day, it actually makes raids so much more cooler and so much more dynamic. I know it might add to the difficulty scale, which is poopy, don't get me wrong, but it's awesome to actually start seeing these things come into play. It's been something we've been able to craft, but not anything we've ever actually been able to see, even in raids that we've done. It's only something that kind of protected us against the AI that would attack us a little bit, but now when someone attacks your base, they will actually be able to encounter these things, and hopefully that's something that we encounter ourselves. I'd love to go up against one of these and do a little bit of testing with it, a little bit of shenanigans with it, but that is awesome. And then boom, what you guys are seeing here is a second screenshot, again just showing another base with a similar setup here with the turret. But as you guys are also seeing in the second screenshot, there is this awful thing going on where there are currently bases. This is something that to an extent we encountered the other day. It wasn't necessarily full steel though. By the looks of it, what it was a full stone base, and I mean literally it spanned every single tile that you could put a tile on had a tile. Every single floor, at least that we saw, was a steel floor. Every single wall that we saw was a stone wall. So regardless of if someone hacked that base and if they bought a lot of materials for it, or if they grinded their way up to it, that's just a base that is not at all something that we should be getting raided. And here, this is kind of similar in that. Now I say that for the stone base just because the amount of C4 you need to get into there, and the fact that it's not even guaranteed to get a little bit of loot back. It just seems like there are definitely some bases out there that I think the raiding system should potentially not let people raid, because if a bait, like, I mean, that's all good and all that base is super juicy, it'd be hard to get into, but it just sucks. And for the purpose of gameplay, I do think Kafir should do something with this raiding system, which they are doing, by the way. They are one by one. I actually did get in contact with the devs, and they did clarify this. They do need to remove these types of bases one by one from the raiding database of potential bases for us to raid into. So it is a work in progress. It is something that they are working on. So bless up that at least we do have that clarification. So in the meantime, I'll continue raiding every day. I'll continue to give you guys status updates, and we'll see just how the raiding goes. But in the meantime, I'd suggest maybe holding off on the raiding a little bit till we know for sure that these shenanigans start getting ironed out a little bit there. But regardless of all that, as you guys can see, we do have a raid that we need to head on over here to Jandatepos. We don't have any C4, unfortunately. But back onto the topic of the stone base we had the other day. I'm not saying that base is like that whoever built that's a hacker. I'm not saying that whoever built, I'm just saying that that is a very strong base, and I do think that the raiding system should give us reasonable bases to raid. You know, bases where we blew through 2 C4 in that base, and we walked away with literally nothing. Okay, like that's like maybe we just got unlucky, but if his entire base had multiple layers of stone, and you like C4 uses a lot of noise too, you know, it just like I do think Kafir needs to kind of further develop the system. Also, this is a very promising raid so far, but further develop the system to kind of, you know, detect bases, detect how powerful they are, you know, maybe see how possible it is to get to the best parts of the loot through some sort of algorithm they could develop, and then they could determine if those bases are to be raided and stuff. Because I mean, raiding thing. It's awesome to have the challenge, and I love having a challenge when I raid, but if something is literally like almost impossible to potentially impossible, depending on what we saw from that base, because that base, that last one, like if it was covered in all steel floor and it had all stone walls all around, that's a lot of steel, that's a lot of stone. That could have just been someone trying to troll the base raid system and put their base in the database, and well, they made me lose a lot, but that's in the past. Let me know what you guys are thinking though with the raids, how they are treating you, all you guys. But here we got a raid lined up. This is actually, I thought this would maybe be a little bit of a bigger base. By the looks of it, it's actually a wee bit on the smaller side because there isn't a bigger bit. I thought that there'd be more than that little hut, so it looks like this hut is all that we're going to be breaking into for now. Well, there's a great chance we do a second raid today, especially since the topic of today, I suppose, has a lot to do with raids. But this one seems promising. It does have wooden spikes on the outside as protection. It does over here, you guys can see, have some level 2 walls. Of course, it's not all level 2 walls, so we just go ahead and break into this really quickly, and probably 5 to 6 chests will await us. That's what we've seen so far. No chests whatsoever. Okay, well, there better be chests in here, because if there isn't, yo, what, mate? You freaking what, mate? Oh, okay, at least we got 4 chests. By the way, the raids have been going. I'm gonna guess that there's gonna be 1 electronic circuit in one of these chests, and that is the absolute best thing we're gonna get. Nothing else is gonna come close to it. If I am right, I think it does. Ooh, okay, I'm wrong. Shotgun rain is something I value very highly, so already things are taking a bit of a better turn than I expected. Maybe things are starting to get a little bit smoothed out, but like I said, I seriously do think that the rating system does need some work, and let's freaking go. A, called it. B, we got red tickets to open up the red ticket crate, and C, I didn't have anything planned for C, but ABC flows a lot better than AB. You're in a main. We do have 2 more chests here to break into. We are gonna have to deal with a lot of enemies here in a sec, in just a jiff. We might just deal with them with a shotgun, because it doesn't really matter if we make noise at this point, because, well, we don't have to worry about the big ones showing up anytime soon, I guess. So that's kind of on the better side. But I'd love to hear how the raid system and whatnot has been treating you guys, what some of the best raids you guys have encountered, some of the worst raids you guys have encountered, and just hopefully as a community we can kind of continuously figure out how the rating system's going, if it is indeed well on its way towards being patched up and everything and all that type of jazz. So go ahead and let me know that in that comment section down below, and remember that comments put your third of the way into the wicked Tardana @2/place. No gift card giveaway. All you gotta do as well is make sure to like button, make sure to subscribe. That's where you win on today's video. Go ahead and turn on every single last Earth video. One set of arrows, I'll pick a random video from the past week, pick a random comment from a random video, and that will be the winner for the week. And we'll kick off a new weekly giveaway as well. That day is tomorrow. Get your entries in. Last call, ladies and gents. Get them entries in, and then tomorrow's gonna be a fantastic day when it being announced, and that new giveaway kicking off was also make sure notification bells hit so you stay tuned, never miss an episode, never miss the latest of info that I'm trying to share with you guys regarding this game, never miss the latest of updates and gameplay and shenanigans, and of course other dope games like the other game we checked out today. Listen, there's a video on Prey Day Survival. This was a huge request. A lot of you guys were asking about this. Go and check it out. Prey Day Survival is by far the best mobile survival game I have played outside of Last Day on Earth, and it's kind of early on in the development process, but already it literally already has multiplayer and clans, working clans, and things you can do with your clans. That's all that I gotta say. Go give that video a chance. There'll be a link to it probably in the pinned comment, probably somewhere popping up on screen here. I think it's worth it at least, but I don't know. Maybe that's skewed because I did make. Oh dear God, I wasn't expecting you guys already. I didn't think we were at 50 noise. Well, I guess we weren't at 50 noise actually. Get out of here, toxic abomination! You and your floater brethren. The shotgun was just enough for me to get rid of the alls of you. I kind of wish I just kind of kept the shotgun at that point because, well, remember when I said the shotgun was gonna be a prize? It's about to be non-existent, all right? And non-existent isn't exactly the best prize in the world. I guess we could take that. Wasn't there another one? Nope. I want to take some of these electronics. There just isn't a lot. I'm just trying to decide what to take home with us. I guess we could take the ATV wheels with us. Those aren't too shabby. They're actually rather okay. And there's really nothing else that promising to grab. I guess we could continue grabbing some of these things because they do scrap rather well when we toss them into their recycler. So I'm guessing that might be a solid game plan. But for real, Prey Day Survival, we're going to be checking that out. Probably going to be uploading it every other day here for the time being, especially hopefully while that game gets updates too. There's going to be very cool stuff. It's not going to interfere with Last Day on Earth, by the way, but I just definitely want to put it out there, especially while we're waiting for, whatchamacallit, Jurassic Survival and Grimsoul to get their updates to hop back into them. It's been a while, but a lot longer for Jurassic Survival than Grim Soul, but definitely another thing to keep your eyes peeled upon. And here's another thing I'm gonna do. I guess I can toss the shotgun. Actually, no, because I think the raiders will know that it's almost gonna be broken. So I'll leave the shotgun there. I guess I just want to put my most quote-unquote valuables in here. We can definitely put that there. That's also a free slot. But anything that we put in there, the raiders do not take into account when they ask for their share. And that's why definitely electronic circuit goes there. And I guess they like oak. I think they value that kind of okay. And I think wrenches are valued relatively okay by them. So that leaves us 5 more slots. Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de slots to play with. Unfortunately, out of the things that I broke into, not a lot on the promising side. I tell you what, we're not really getting, yeah, I mean, I guess I could pick up some iron. There is a workbench here. There's always a chance that these are harboring something like steel. That happened once, but that was when we actually broke into a, whew, man, that was when we broke into a really good base, actually. We got a lot of good stuff out of that one, but we haven't broken into a really good base in a while. Hopefully, I mean, that could change today, especially with the help of a double raid. I think a double raid can help a lot of things and go better, you know what I mean? I guess I could grab the gold. That's something you guys have been saying I should start grabbing if I ain't got nothing better to do. I think the raiders value it, or the trader does, or someone, I don't entirely remember, but I genuinely don't know if, I mean, I could just leave these 2 slots empty. I mean, at that point, might as well grab the phone and the flash drive, because these have a chance at giving us another electronic circuit. A chance at that is always super dope. Also, I think there were some clothes here that I'm gonna steal really quickly. Sorry, my man, listen, that's what I do. All right, that's why I'm always looking so fly. That's why I always got a fresh outfit, even though it's mostly just the full SWAT armor. Let's pretend that it's a fresh outfit. It's because I steal it from raids, all right? So I'm mixing and matching everybody's wardrobes and looking fly freaking tastic along the way. Ooh, innovation, that's right. We ain't just fan freaking tastic now. When we describe in the swagaliciousness upon our bodies, we are fly freaking tastic. My snipe gang. Always looking the super fly, super dope. Ooh, might be worthwhile to make a pit stop by you, especially given the fact that our inventory doesn't really have a lot of super amazing things. Ah, humbug though, humbug, bah humbug. This is not, I mean, oh, we don't have shoes either. Maybe we'll find some shoes here, but we don't really have any guns to deal with whatever's probably gonna be coming out of here. And whatever comes out of here probably requires guns to be dealt with. Ooh, it's this one. This one might not require too much in the gun department. However, I do smell like doggy doo-doo. I don't know if this will affect my stealthful sneakiness, but we got medkit, we got Kalashnikov 47 fully modified, comrades. Very powerful weapon here. FPS Russia here. Have gun, hand. Look at Survivor. He do the shoot and then I shoot Survivor before he gets me. And then that random guy always survives. I never understand. But we got a pretty high quality shotgun raid coming towards the way of us today. Sorry, I had to hesitate there a little bit. Got dry mouth. Had to take a little swig of water. Excusez-moi. Honestly, I will leave these things behind just because they're not electronics right now, and right now I really do want to focus on scrapping electronics, getting electronics up to level 50 in our recycler, and also this thing has a chance of giving us an electronic circuit, I think, as well. Don't quote me on that though, because I haven't been recycling that one as often as the others. I will take whatever boots I can get for the time being. Like, if you got booties, I got feet, so it's a match made in heaven. Hey, we got a full stack of metal now. Perfect for the hatchets we're probably gonna have to craft shortly after this. And goodbye to the almost broken shotgun. Actually, yeah, I was gonna say maybe drop the AK. Nah, we'll just drop that. That thing's about to break. That's barely even worth bringing with you, but this one's well over halfway on the health. That's pretty dope as well. But in terms of like some of the things that Prey Day adds, like, here's what I'm gonna do is take your attention. All right, there's no energy system. You can literally, you don't have to wait for your energy to respawn. That was really the thing that grabbed me, because I didn't even know about that going into playing it, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, everything just takes 11 to 10, like 10-ish seconds to walk through. Then it's like, wait a minute, I'm not using energy. It's like, wait a minute, There's no energy in this game. Let's get it, boy. That's gonna give us a lot of freedom moving forward. Just do whatever the hell we please. But right now, what I please is breaking into the chopper and getting some good stuff as well. I don't know what to leave behind at this point, my guy. Probably the green tickets, probably the yellow tickets. I am not too high on those two since we have a bejesus ton of the both of them back at home, and we're making a nice little, we're doing pretty good for ourselves here, given the fact we just got a pretty nice rifle out of that. Like, it's hard to go wrong with a chopper event, you know, as long as you come here with a gun of some kind, even melee weapons if you have enough if you have enough heals. I guess it all depends on how many heals you got. Possiblemente, but the thing that matters right now is making our way back home. We're gonna have to do a little bit of haggling, a little bit of negotiations over there with the raiders, but hopefully they're happy with our side of the negotiations, and we're gonna try and finesse another raid out of them as well. So let's enter within and start. What can we give them? We can probably give them some of those wrenches, honestly. I think raiders have they kind of like wrenches, right? I mean, they like all sorts of things like aluminum and wire. Oh, I hope they don't take that into account as part of the things we brought home. Let's go ahead and bring over the wrenches, and will you guys be satisfied? No, actually. Wow, they're just offended by that. Jesus. Okay, they don't like gold, apparently. I love gold. Oh my god. And they call my metal a yoke. They call it a yoke. Wow. Okay, so that's how it's gonna be. They probably want a share of that aluminum. They probably thought that aluminum was part of the stuff that we brought home. That's the most logical explanation out of what I'm seeing here. Ooh, yeah, that pleases them. That pleases. Ooh, yeah, they're barely even happy. Ooh, I think that's exactly what happened. So I'll give them 2. I'll be relatively happy with it, unless I can give them 1 and some medkits. 1 and some medkits it is. There you are, my raider buddy. Just please give me a good raid. I will bring you, listen, I will bring you back so much more. You just gotta do me a solid and give me an actual good raid. So we're gonna contact them over there, get to talking with them again. But first things first, the bunker code for today is gonna be 43560 if you guys are in need of it. If that's out of date by the time you guys are using it, make sure to check that comment section down below. We got a fan-freaking-tastic community here of people dishing out and writing all up-to-date codes like that and just being as helpful as can be in that comment section down below. And if you guys don't see that updated bunker code, but maybe you know it, feel free to contribute to the fan-freaking-tasticness that we got here. But what type of quest we talking? All right, they want some hatchets crafted up, and everything else is stuff that we're not gonna be able to do if we want to get this double raid done today. So instead, we're gonna get those, probably gonna craft up a couple of hatchets, and we're definitely gonna do a bunch of level 1 hatchets too. But I gotta do some inventory management, so I will talk to y'all in a little bit. And there we have it. Our inventory is looking a lot more cleared up. As you can see, our inventory is primed for these iron hatchets to meander their way within. Then we're just gonna go ahead and grab ourselves a couple of stones, grab ourselves a little bit of the wood. I am not seeing the stones though. Oh no, do I need to go scavenge? No, we got it right there, baby. And this will be our source of the level 1 hatchets that we need to break down level 1 walls. And let's cross our fingers that we get a base that corresponds to level 1 and level 2 stuff. And that's another thing with the rating system too. It's this idea that I've been having that I'd love to see Kafir incorporate, but maybe Kafir could give us the opportunity, the chance to actually, you know, kind of choose what type of base we want to raid. Maybe we could ask the raiders, because the raiders, they're the ones doing the raiding, right? I mean, they're the ones doing the scouting, letting us know about these bases. So, I mean, maybe what we could do is actually, when we want to go talk to these guys, let's say, for example, when we finish this last one, skip it, press complete, then a little pop-up comes up and it asks, hey, what is the highest level wall you'd like to raid in your base? And you could pick maybe, oh, I only want level 1 walls in my base, or I just want to raid at highest level 2 walls, at highest level 3 walls. That type of stuff. I feel like that's, especially with the way that the system is working now and some people just getting unraidable bases, I feel like this could be a very easy solution to this, because I mean, all that you would have to do is probably make the programming kind of just detect what that, like, just look through an entire base, see what the highest level wall is, and then take that into account in the rating system. And I mean, obviously, if you pick a lower level wall, it's not just going to be, oh, easy peasy raid. Obviously, maybe it's not going to have as high potential for loot as obviously the level 2 walls, the level 3 walls. And even if the system were to work work the way that I'm saying, they'd still need to kind of filter out the ridiculously OP bases that literally, for all intents and purposes, are pretty much unraidable. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean the bases that would, realistically speaking, if you want to get to where the loot is, that it takes almost too much, or even you cannot get there without summoning the big one first. You know, just bases that have a realistic kind of loot that you could get to with a realistic amount of noise left, so then you can actually break through the chests and whatnot. Because I'm just saying, man, that base that we got last time, like I'm saying, we could have gotten unlucky. Maybe we just broke through literally the worst wall imaginable. Knowing my luck, that's probably exactly what happened now that I think about it. But even then, like, something should be done about those bases where either it's not possible to get to the loot, or where it's just, realistically speaking, for all intents and purposes, like, it's pretty much not possible because you will make too much noise getting to the loot in the first place. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to do that to protect your base. I'm just saying that base shouldn't be in the pool of bases that us as players can raid for our raids, because whenever we defend our base, whenever our base gets raided, that is AI attacking it. So that's not to say that if you have like an awesome honeycomb base, you know, all of a sudden your base, you'll never get revenge raids again. It just means that players out in the wild won't find your base. But the AI, like the raids that happen to us, those are AI raids. AI decide to do that break-in and entering. What triggers them to do it? I don't know if it's a chance every 24 hours or what is it, but something definitely goes on. And does this guy have a stone panic room? That's definitely what he has, doesn't he? Ay, caramba, no, I was hoping to be able to get in, but is that where all of his loot is gonna be? Behind the level 3 wall? But this is where a situation like that would be awesome, you know, because maybe knowing that I don't have a C4 at my disposal at the moment, I'd be able to, you know, do something over here with this little feller, and, well, not that little feller, I meant over here, and we could actually pick that, hey, you know, like, don't give me a level 3 base, you know, not a base with stone walls. And because this stone wall's exposed on the outside, it makes plenty of sense for the raiders to be like, oh, we scouted out this base, and, well, we saw stone on the outside, so we'll suggest this base to you instead, with level 1 and level 2 walls. But that's just an idea. Feel free, like I said, to let me know. That could be your entry into this week's video for the giveaway if you'd like it. But that was just an idea I had. I don't know, definitely give me some feedback on it though, because at the end of the day, that is what it is. It is an idea, and I know exactly what this feller did. All of his goods are gonna be within there. But honestly, well, first off, I can't believe, like, wow, man, this is, I have an idea. It's a risky idea, but it's an idea. Well, what are we risking, really? Just a lot of raiding material. Here's what we gotta do. We gotta make a lot of noise, because we do still have those 30 red tickets. If luck decides to be on our side, there is a red ticket crate opening awaiting us. And, well, just putting it out there, if we happen to die here. Oh, it does suck with, you know what we can do, though? Check this out. Anything that we don't want to lose when we die, there is a cheeky little thing that you can do that I'm actually going to go ahead and do right now with probably the most valuable of my objects, because I don't know, once you make noise, once you break something, I don't think you can leave a raid. I think it will disappear, but we're not going to be leaving the raid necessarily. We're going to be I think you guys know what I might be onto here. We just gotta make enough noise to, well, does punching make noise, or do I have any weapon where swing? Actually, dude, if we want, we could just swing this until everyone decides to show up. So, BRB as soon as we've swung enough, I guess. Okay, I think this is taking too long. I'm just gonna go and break something instead. I think that's a better idea here. that was gonna take a minute. So let's just go and break on through into this, and we just want the first level of the horde to come hither, because then that's a very easy way for us to die, because currently I'm not exactly seeing any spikes for us to neander on into. But here's what we're gonna do. We're just going to oh my, oh no, we're being attacked. Oh no, I meant to put this thing away. Put the backpack away. I don't want to lose this thing, just in case. There you go, that's what I meant to do. All things that should be put away are put away. I will accept my doom. Worst case, we lose a couple of axes, and we can't go back to a raid that we couldn't do. We couldn't do anything without a C4. Best case scenario, that raid is still there. We can go back to there, and well, we happen upon a C4 from that red ticket crate. You guys see my line of thinking here? Yeah, and the raiders aren't here to yell at us, so I'm pretty sure that that raid is still on the menu. And with these 33 red tickets, although I'll make sure to make it an even 30 red tickets, and organizing also in a nice way the green tickets, we here have the perfect amount of ticketry to open all 3 of the chests that are not 3 of the chests. Well, yeah, 3 of the chests that, not open them, but I guess open the door to the conveyor belt that gives us the chest. Because technically speaking, the chests are always open. But the conveyor belt just doesn't give it to us till we put in the tickets, you know what I mean? But, like I was hopefully predicting, the raid is still over there in all of its triple stone juiciness. Here's the problem. If this doesn't, if we don't get the C4 from here, and knowing our luck, we're not gonna get the C4 from here. Or knowing our luck, we're gonna get the C4 from here. But the goodies inside of that base are gonna be absolute hot trash. You know, inside that stone area. That's the 2 realistic scenarios. Either we don't get the C4, or the C4 just does bad things to us. Or, if the game actually decides to be nice for once in a lifetime, in a blue moon. And we're in, but yeah, maybe the game decides to actually, for once, be nice to us, and 2 good things happen. Number 1, we actually get a C4. Number 2! What is number 2 again? Oh yeah, there's actually good loot waiting inside of the base. Unprecedented stuff. I know, just like the fact that maybe I should have grabbed a weapon. I mean, we should be able to maybe bring this crate over first. We'll grab a weapon so we can then finish off all these zombies because we currently are. Ooh la la, I like what I see. I like what I see. Some quality armor that I could put onto me. Oh, we're leaving that sword armor on for now, though. We're equipping this thing. And goodbye, Zambros. Y'all gotta go. Sorry, you can't stay here, but you don't have to go, but you can't stay here. Yeah, is that how that saying goes? Please, for the love of everything, just C4. Yeah, no, that's gonna be a no from this crate. Dang it, man! I think there's only one other option that will await, and that's an option that we're not going to be doing on camera. Instead, I think that's an option that I'm going to have to try and do in my free time. I got to try and grind our way towards another floppy disk, and only then will the goodness await us, because currently, this is what I'm saying, it's going to take a little while for me to possiblemente get all of the things that we would need to actually bring into the floppy disk into our possession, but it is something that I will definitely try to set out and do, and then hopefully I can travel. 'Cause here's the thing, if we travel to the location, it does pause time if we travel to the raid, so if we just kind of chill at the raid, I don't think it'll despawn or anything, and as long as we don't enter it, I don't think it'll kick us out, so theoretically speaking, we should still be okay, but that might need to be a raid that we finish off next episode. I mean, hopefully if we get a floppy disk too, then we'd have more C4 at our disposal as well, because from what I was seeing at that raid, it's pretty obvious that was just someone, well, maybe not pretty obvious, but a lot of signs point to that raid just being someone who got the 3x3 stone base, because I think they had all level 1 walls surrounding the entire situation. Of course, I couldn't get any SWAT either, dude. The game just hates me when it comes to everything. But it was just a 3x3 stone base with pretty low level stuff surrounding it. He did have a couple of like, I mean, he didn't have anything that advanced, I guess. Like, we didn't see an advanced furnace outside or anything. No telltale signs that he's over here in the upper levels and potentially been playing the game longer and as such would have potentially better loot. But if we can't finish off the raid, at the very least, you know what's something that we can do? I think it's the least that we can do. I say that we go off and at least begin our journey when it comes to climbing our way towards the floppy disk. And no better way to begin the journey than with the one telltale sign of the blind one. We are gonna go pay him a visit so we can get those guaranteed 10 red tickets, 3 hard mode thingy-mabobs, 3 other hard mode thingy-mabobs, and then the 3 hard mode thingy-mabobs that we can get. We get 3 of each of the 3, and I think I gotta activate hard mode real quick. And now that hard mode is actually activated, let's head on over and try to triumph against the blind one. But this is gonna be a little bit of an unorthodox situation for us since we don't have the most heals in the world, and we are only walking into this fight with 1 shotgun. I know, oh my god, Star only has 1 shotgun. It's the end of the world. Listen, all right, usually we have 2. I'm just putting that out there, all right? I'm not saying I'm not trying to brag about the fact that, oh, only one, like, no, you guys know what I mean. We usually go in easy breezy on that guy with one shot, and we usually got some shotgun left over to clean up some of the fellers going back this way. We will not have that advantage today. Instead, it's going to be all up to a plethora of Kalashnikov 47s. Begin the AK Thunder, my sweet Kalashnikov. Water is toxic speeder. Nothing is match for death and destruction. Kalashnikov 47. It can bring, and nothing can be a match for the goodies that we're bringing in as well. We already got 2 dog tags in one of those, so pretty good start. Sometimes none of those 3 will drop anything. This time, we're off to a good start. Maybe the game's like, all right, for once Starsnipe isn't abusing the bejesus out of the shotgun, maybe we'll be nice to him a little bit. Let's not get carried away. Last day on Earth and being nice to me, there is not a less dynamic duo in the world. That almost got spooky. Let's go ahead and switch on over to the, didn't mean to do that. Why did that get mixed up like that? Okay, didn't mean, okay, well, god dang it. Now, we can switch. Okay, that's the thing. First things first, parasites gotta go. But yeah, this, I'm used to having this be where my healing is, because I got like keys assigned to my keyboard, because I play on an emulator. So yeah, that got mixed up and we just wasted a med kit, so poo-poo. Red ticket though, yay! That's always good. Ooh, another good thing is that we should be able to use extended range AK-47. And here's the thing, all these weapons we got here are actually gonna be a great help in at least me trying to, no turret parts. It's gonna be a great help in me trying to get all of these hard mode items in. I don't know, it'll hopefully prevent me having to take any field trips back home, but to clear out the amount of enemies we'd have to clear out to get that next floppy disk, I'm just saying, we might actually, I'll probably need to make a pit stop or 2 back at home. But for now, the triumph continues to go well. I wonder, can I? Yeah, no point in doing that. So apparently that auto glitch will only help if a weapon is slow enough. If a weapon is too fast, doing that little auto glitch that we do with the pistol and the shotgun, it will actually not shoot bullets at all. That was actually what was just happening right there. So kind of interesting to take note of that. Also interesting to take note that we haven't taken too much damage. So that's also good, because since we have our 1 full shotgun here and that 1 piece of SWAT armor, we should be good to kill the blind one with like 2 or 3 medkits. So that's a great start. Just make sure to get all the way back up to full in the, not hunger department, although that jerky did help, in the health department. And then we will have these 7 left over for bringing down the triumphant one, the blind one. Blind one, I'm coming with my bi-daily visit, or once every 2 to 3 day visit. You know, listen, me and the blind one, we've formed a bond almost as strong as the big one. Actually, me and the big one have been kind of faltering lately. If you think about it, we don't even raid long enough. There's not enough chests to break to summon that dude in the first place. You know, it's not like we're panicking to try and use all the noise we can. It's usually like, oh, hey, well, we've broken into everything already, so might as well dip before he shows up. A shotgun raid to you, blind one, my good sir. Ooh, this is gonna be a great volley that we're getting in. Oh, this was like the best one we've had yet. We almost did 500 damage to this guy without any like bonuses or buffs. I wish we could get that 1 healer buff that would give us the 10% extra damage. That is the dream buff, because we could definitely kill the blind one in 2 volleys, which is gonna be a dream come true. But for now, my dream is gonna be to, okay, this shotgun volley actually went a lot worse. Kind of poopy there. Don't know why that went so poorly, but he's still only right around 300 health. We haven't hit him too much. Just gonna get him to wail on us a little bit more. We gotta be ready to switch here over to Kalashnikov 47, and hopefully that will have enough durability left over for us to finish him! Blind one, I'm sorry it had to go this way, but I'm just gonna finish you this way. I don't care, I refuse to let you wail on me any longer. I'm taking my goods and I'm gonna start getting the hell out of Dodge, because it smells bad in there. I mean, there are literally piles of decaying bodies. I can't imagine it smells like unicorns, rainbows, and good perfume. Those 3 are the most alike things ever. I don't even know how I thought. Just roll with it. All right, but this is gonna start right off this episode of Last Day on Earth Survival. Like I said, I will do my best to try and get some C4 available to us before that raid before that raid timer is up, and then hopefully we'll be able to decipher what is within that 3x3. I'm just saying though, there's that great chance, especially with how raids have been going lately. There's nothing but another smack from the hand of disappointment. All right, the cheek on my face is starting to get red from the amount of smacks we've had to withstand from that hand, so it better better get some things mixed up and it better be Gucci. But it's gonna start right with this episode of last day. Like I said, hope that you guys did enjoy. Best of luck to you guys. You guys get a chopper gas tank. Join the chopper squadron. Best of luck to all of y'all breeding up your puppies to that companion puppy that will come and adventure with you. Best of luck leveling up your perks, protecting your base, going out on raids, especially since now we really need some great luck with the state that the rating system is in. But it is making good progress, at least from what we've heard, so that's good news as well. Best of luck at defeating the witch, getting past the multiplayer wall, and most important of all, having yourselves an absolutely fantastic day. But that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys a whole ton for watching. Have yourselves an awesome one. I'll talk to you next one. See ya.